The year was 1492, a time of grand exploration, marked by tales of bravery and adventure. Typically, when we think of explorers and the discovery of America, Christopher Columbus springs to mind, an emblematic figure celebrated for his voyages across the Atlantic. But what if I told you that Columbus wasn't the first European to set foot on American soil? Buckle up, because today we are diving deep into the captivating saga of Leif Erikson, the Viking adventurer who beat Columbus to America by a staggering 400 years. Prepare for a tale filled with myth-busting, bravery, and the untold legacy of one of history's most remarkable figures. To understand Leif Erikson's journey, we need first to set the stage during the Viking Age, which spanned from roughly 793 to 1066 AD. This was a time when Nordic seafarers explored, raided, and traded from their northern European homelands, reaching as far as North America, the Mediterranean, and even the Levant. The Vikings were not just marauders, but skilled navigators and traders who dared to traverse vast waters in their longships. A remarkable feat considering the limited navigational tools of that era. The Viking Age transitioned into the Age of Exploration in the late 15th century, marked by Columbus's famous voyage of 1492. Yet navigating the waters of history reveals a tale that often goes unrecognized, the story of the early Norsemen, led by Leif Erikson, who arrived on North America's shores centuries earlier. Leif Erikson, a lineage of adventurers. Born around 970 AD and hailing from a lineage steeped in adventure, Leif Erikson was the son of Eric the Red, the fiery founder of the first Norse settlement in Greenland. Leif's life was marked by the spirit of exploration, raised in an environment teeming with stories of formidable seafaring. He inherited his father's adventurous soul. Eric the Red's exploits included his own voyages that led to the discovery of Greenland. After being exiled from Iceland for manslaughter, Leif grew up surrounded by tales of gods, spirits, and brave warriors, igniting a burning curiosity within him. Growing up, he also encountered different beliefs regarding faith. His conversion to Christianity, instigated by the influence of King Olaf the Worms of Norway, fortified his resolve to explore uncharted territories, to find lands beyond the fjords of Greenland, lands rich in resources, potentially ripe for settlement, setting sail for the unknown. Around the year 1000 AD, an audacious spirit captivated Leif Erikson, leading him to embark on a voyage that would rewrite history. With a crew of 35 brave men, he set sail from Greenland on a mission not only to explore but also to spread Christianity to the lands they would encounter. Navigating by the stars and the sun, the Vikings used their advanced maritime skills to traverse the treacherous waters. As they sailed westward, they came upon a series of islands and eventually sighted the vast, untamed shores of North America. According to the sagas, they landed at a place they named Vinland, believed to correspond with modern-day Newfoundland, Canada. Some fascinating Norse stories and epics speak about their discoveries, detailing not just the geography, but the people they encountered. Vinland, a land of abundance. The Viking sagas comment on Vinland being a land of breathtaking beauty, lush green landscapes, fertile soil, and an abundance of wildlife. This paradise promised resources the Vikings could exploit, from timber for shipbuilding to rich fishing grounds. Perhaps the most enchanting descriptions depict the wild grapes that flourished across the land, leading to the naming of Vinland. A vin means wine in Old Norse. These early explorations by Erikson and his crew revealed much about the indigenous populations, who were the ancestors of modern-day Native Americans. The interactions between the Norse and the native peoples comprised a complex dynamic, ranging from trade to misunderstanding. The sagas recount moments of both camaraderie and conflict, reflecting a nuanced history. One of the most notable encounters happened with a group known as the Skraelings, which likely referred to the indigenous peoples. These encounters illustrate a vital aspect of history, often told through romanticized tales, an acknowledgement that early interactions between Europeans and Native Americans could be just as beneficial as they were contentious. Myth-busting. Columbus vs. Erikson, the true discoverer of America. A significant part of our narrative revolves around the myth of Columbus, frequently hailed as the discoverer of America. In truth, this notion is a misconception that simplifies a complex history. The idea that Columbus discovered a new world overlooks the fact that the Americas were inhabited by diverse and thriving civilizations long before his arrival. Leif Erikson's journey to Vinland predated Columbus's voyages by nearly half a millennium, complicating the narrative surrounding European discovery. Historical records indicate that Erikson reached North America around 1000 AD, while Columbus did not sail until 1492. The legacy of Leif Erikson is often overshadowed by the towering figure of Columbus, whose fame was fueled by the age of exploration that followed his voyages. Furthermore, unlike Columbus, Leif did not impose domination over the land or its inhabitants. Instead, he approached exploration with a spirit that often emphasized trade and coexistence, a sentiment lost in the narrative surrounding later explorers. The Viking settlement in North America. While Erikson certainly made a significant exploratory achievement, the question arises, did the Vikings establish a lasting settlement in Vinland? The sagas narrate the events that unfolded during Leif's time in Vinland, touching upon both the joys of settlement and the challenges posed by local tribes. Upon establishing a settlement called Leifsbuda, life for the Vikings was a blend of survival and discovery. They relied on fishing, hunting, and agricultural practices to sustain themselves. They built structures, using timber from the lush forests, and engaged in trading with the local tribes, introducing goods and sharing knowledge across cultural divides. But the promise of Vinland soon came with challenges. The Skraelings viewed the Norsemen with suspicion, which led to skirmishes and conflicts. Competition over resources and misunderstandings ultimately strained relations, causing the Vikings to rethink their occupation of the land. Debunking. More myths, the Norse exploration legacy. It is critical to question how much of this story remains obscured or altered over time. Many myths surrounding Viking culture suggest they were purely raiders and warriors, neglecting their role as traders, explorers, and farmers. The narratives created around Viking exploration often ignore their ingenuity in craft and navigation. In reality, the Vikings developed sophisticated longships that were capable of traversing not only the coasts, but also the open ocean. Their shipbuilding techniques were revolutionary, and they employed advanced navigational methods, utilizing celestial bodies, ocean currents, and even bird migrations to guide their journeys. This has led scholars to appreciate the Vikings as more than fearsome warriors. They were also adventurous, curious, and skilled mariners. Unearthing Leif's legacy. Archaeological discoveries. The Vikings' arrival in North America is no longer just a matter of legend. Archaeological discoveries over the years have provided evidence supporting sagas' accounts, particularly in L'Anse aux Meadows, located on the northern tip of Newfoundland, discovered in the 1960s. This Viking site contains the remains of structures believed to be part of Leif Erikson's settlement. These archaeological artifacts, including tools, iron production remains, and remnants of woodwork, reveal the Viking presence in North America, showcasing their ability to construct and thrive in unfamiliar environments. L'Anse Meadows stands as a testament to Norse exploration, altering our understanding of pre-Columbian contacts between Europeans and the Americas. This discovery catalyzed a wave of interest in Viking history, challenging the widespread belief that Columbus was the first to explore the New World. The findings sparked discussions among historians and anthropologists about the complexities of cultural interplay, trade relations, and the narratives that have shaped American history. The modern legacy of Leif Erikson. In contemporary discussions, Leif Erikson's legacy is increasingly being recognized, albeit with a dual narrative. Some celebrate him as an early pioneer of exploration, while others urge acknowledgement of the native populations and the often tumultuous relationships that unfolded during these encounters. In 1964, President Lyndon B. Johnson proclaimed Leif Erikson Day as a national holiday observed on October 9th, recognizing the Vikings' contributions to the history of exploration. Notably, Leif's tale is woven not just into the fabric of Scandinavian heritage, but also into the broader narrative of America, reflecting the diverse stories that created the continent's history. Viking descendants, particularly within Scandinavian communities, celebrate their heritage through festivals, storytelling, and expanding cultural appreciation. They highlight Erikson's journey as proof of their historical significance, integrating their Viking roots into the fabric of American culture. As we conclude our journey through the exciting history of Leif Erikson, we must acknowledge the rich, a tapestry of stories that encompass the discovery of America. While Columbus's voyages marked an era of exploration that reshaped world history, they were not the sole narrative. The heroic tales of Leif Erikson and the Norse settlements remind us of the vast and diverse stories that preceded the so-called discovery of the New World. This situation invites us to question historical myths, encouraging us to delve deeper into untold stories that remain buried under time's sediment. Through this exploration, we gain a more nuanced perspective of our shared past. So next time you hear about Christopher Columbus as the discoverer of America, remember the tenacious spirit of Leif Erikson, the Viking who journeyed bravely into the unknown over 400 years before Columbus, paving the way for a multitude of narratives that shape our understanding of this land today. Thank you for joining us on this adventure through history. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the story of Leif Erikson and want to explore more tales from our past, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Your Channel Name. Stay tuned for our next episode as we unearth more hidden gems from the annals of history.